Okay, here we go. We are now started. Are we ready? Yep. Good to go?
We are ready.
Okay, brilliant. Welcome to Fitpod. Today we're chatting with a talented podcast host who regularly brings comedians and influencers to the mic, from picking the perfect guests to navigating diverse personalities. They've mastered, not we're mastered.
You ain't done nothing.
Huh?
You haven't done nothing.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, we ain't done jack yet. Welcome to Fitpod, and today we're chatting with a talented podcast host who has regularly brings hoop. It's not easy reading
no.
and
Trust me, happens to me as well. I know what it's like.
he's always cussing me. He goes, you can't even read and speak at the same time.
You've said that twice on a podcast. I can't read. And then he's brought this telegram.
It's necessary though.
We get there though. We do get
Also, I
there.
was gonna say to you, there's no third board on this as well. So if you want to talk to me or
Yeah, you can talk to anyone.
Cool.
Yeah, you can talk to anyone.
Did you allow swearing and stuff on?
Yeah.
No,
You do whatever you want to do, bro.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Amazing.
Welcome to Fitpod. Today we're chatting with a talented podcast host who regularly brings comedians and influencers to the mic. From picking the perfect guests to navigating diverse personalities, they've mastered the art of engagement conversations that keep audiences hooked. We'll dive into their podcasting journey, the rise of influencer culture, and some memorable moments behind the scenes. Get ready for a fun and insightful conversation. Please welcome Amir. How are you, my bro?
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for having me, man.
Well, first of all, thank you very much
So-
for coming. And this is the
pleasure.
first time, I must say, this is the first time we've had somebody who has his own podcast. And I think it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation.
Yeah, it will be.
You know, how did you start? What made, what was the influence? What was the inspiration behind? Why did you want to start? So, I don't want to take too much of time. I want to get
no, of
straight
course.
into the questions. And if I can find my questions, nice. Right, okay. We're going to start off with, what inspired you to start your podcast? And how did you decide on the theme or direction?
Okay, so it started during lockdown, but before lockdown, I was making short films.
Okay.
I was making a lot of short films, and like a few of them as well, like ended up in film festivals. But when we hit lockdown, there was like no creativity. Like you could say kind of like a writer's block in a way when it came to like writing short films.
Yeah.
And yes, like there was no creativity at the time, and I couldn't really like think of any new ideas or anything like that. But the podcasting came. It wasn't as saturated as it was back then. Yeah. So I was like, because a lot of content creators started to build. I never saw a lot of like Arab and Asian within the network that were up and coming. Like they were, but it wasn't as popular. It wasn't as saturated. So I thought to myself, let me create a podcast where I could, shed a light on those guests, big them up and build them up. Just to know about their story and their journey, because I feel like it's not everyone who's in front of the camera that has a story. It's also the people behind.
Yeah.
So whether it came from like, cinematographers or videographers, or even like the art direction of like a certain project, I wanted to like shed light on those as well.
Yeah, it's a very important part of the end product.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't have the right people, you never get the right product at the end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But those are the guys, even the lightsman, or the spot boy, they call it, or there's so many other names. But they never get any credit, but they are very important part of the whole production.
Yeah, like even like when I'm watching movies as well, and like even in Hollywood, they always say like, oh, it was directed by this person, but I feel like, but without the others, like there wouldn't be this movie.
Exactly.
Like as much as we love, like, I don't know, a movie like The Dark Knight, let's say,
Mhm.
it's everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone loves it because of Nolan, but it's like we should also look at the DOP because like he has much of a say as Nolan does.
Yeah.
But yeah, but then kind of steered into this whole like content creation. I don't know. I think it got populated, so more like people with a huge fan base started to get an interest in the podcast as well.
Because I was watching. You got some serious influences on yours.
Yeah, I
man.
appreciate it, man. Yeah, I think it's the authenticity, like as like, like this podcast as well. Like you guys showcase like authentic content, and that's what people enjoy. I think that's what like attracts people to be on the podcast as well. But yeah.
So moving over to like the whole starting, looking or shedding light on the workers that don't get much of a credit,
Yeah.
right? Then moving into like the comedians and influencers. So how do you choose your guests and you think, okay, you know what, this guy's gonna be a good one? And is there a particular type of guest you are more drawn to if there were two comedians, for example?
So that's a very good question. How do I get drawn to them?
Because every comedian thinks they're funny.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's true.
But they're not.
But then again, there's me who just laughs at everything. So I'm just like, I find everything funny. So I'm just like, yeah, that guy would be great. But then again,
Oh shit, I thought I was funny.
No. But keep talking about Nazir. Okay, don't say it, might get him on.
I think
No, we're not gonna mention no names.
Yeah.
I just find this one mainstream comedian just not funny at all.
Oh, you can tell me afterwards, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
It's just cringe, man. But yeah, no. Oh, can't stand
But,
it.
but then again, that's subjective. So it's like, what you find really funny to someone else might not be that funny.
Yeah,
But then again, I take that into account also when selecting guests. So it's like, what I'm looking at is like edgy type of comedy, like someone who's just not afraid to tell their jokes, or even like just take the piss out of like pop culture, just culture in general.
you know who it really makes me laugh is like comedians who try and make a joke out of like the LGBT community, but they can't.
Yeah.
And they have to like go around
Yeah.
the corner just to make a point, whereas before it would have been like straight up.
Yeah.
That kind of
Because
thing
I feel like people are afraid of doing that nowadays. But again, I feel like the only safe avenue is that you just have to kind of like, beat around the bush and just like find another avenue around.
just to get the same point.
Just to tell the joke. Yeah. And it's, you can tell like they want to make the joke, but
Yeah.
it's like they're finding it difficult because they want to say it without offending them. And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's also still very, very hard to do. But yeah.
Have you ever tried like getting it out of them? Because obviously, look, at the end of the day, if someone's going to be on your show or watching your content, they are okay with that.
Yeah, it's not much of as in like an offense. I'll give you one example. So like Nella Rose, for instance, the first time she came on the podcast, watching her content from before, she always used to take the piss out of people who would comment on the Shade Borrow, the gossip page.
Mm-hmm.
When she was in Foot Asylum or whether she was like on another like show or whatever, she would always drop a comment about people who comment under the Shade Borrow, and no one has ever questioned her about it, like ever. So I thought to myself, like, if this is her, like, let me push buttons. Let me see what I can do with this, because like no one has ever questioned about her, like people commenting on the Shade Borrow. So I told her on my podcast the first time she arrived. I was like, what do you think about men, commenting on the Shade Borrow? Like, complete outburst, complete hatred towards women. And the reaction that I got was like, it was like a pure outburst. It was like so loud. It was like so funny. It was like profound as well. It was like she was expressing how she felt about men, but in a comedic way as well. Like in a comedic way. And that outburst came in from her holding her passion towards like men commenting under the Shade Borrow so much that no one has. I think she was waiting for someone to ask her about it. Yeah. She was waiting for it. So the outburst just came in so randomly, and I was like, wow, like I didn't expect this to happen. But I think the way I do is I study what they say and what they do, And if no one questions them about it, it's like a good question to have in the bank as well for material.
Yeah.
It's like, this is something that they're so passionate about talking about, and you just got to press the buttons. And it's like, with her, because she's a personality, and I know how to get that outburst out of her. So it's like, okay, let me see what she really wants to talk about. Like, she's got hate for it, but she also wants to like backhand those who do comment on like the shea butter. So yeah, that was kind of a good reaction that I got. I'll send you the clip for it as well. Like, you put it up. Yeah.
Send me this clip, so that'll be a good one to put on the screen. While,
yeah.
You know what I mean? That'll be good. So has your approach to interviewing evolved over time, especially with such a wide range of personalities?
Yes. So the first time I had Hello Aziz on, I mean, it was like flooded with hate, like absolutely flooded.
Why?
So I think it's because you're like, I was starting out at the time. I didn't really know how to approach the interviewing style. Like, I was first. I mean, like, it happens to everyone. Like, the first time you ever interview someone, like, you kind of get a feel of how things work. And at the time, the main comment that I got was, this will lead into your question, was, I don't ever let the guest speak. So I took that as a learning. I didn't take the hate on board, but I was like, let me take that as a learning, but it's not going to stop me from continuing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So from then on, my approach to interviewing was, I'll lead and guide them, but I will let them speak. So I kind of like took that on board. And then after that, I think the hate kind of stopped. And my approach was more of, let the guest have their moment rather than have my moment.
You know what? I've had that as well. I've had the same thing.
Have you?
But yeah. It's like, okay, can you let the guest speak?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, fair enough. You know, it's a learning.
But you know,
curve.
there's nothing mad about that, because
There's
it's like, do you know what it is? It's like, if I'm interviewing a guest that I really wanted to interview, there's like this excitement.
Yeah.
You have to retain. There are like so many questions that you want to ask, but you have to retain the excitement as well. And
The fanboy is coming out, isn't it?
Yeah. And like, even with Hello Aziz, because he hadn't been on screen yet, like no one had interviewed him, and I was like, there were hundreds of questions that people wanted to ask him, especially you know, about him and, you know, like his personal life. But yeah, it was the excitement, and I didn't know, like, when I dropped the episode, that people were actually like, they were tuning into him. They really wanted to know more about him. But it didn't help with the distractions though, in a way.
To me, when I got this feedback about, okay, can you let the guest speak? And I'm thinking, all right, that makes my life easier. I don't have to.
Exactly, yeah. That was like a win-win for me as well.
I was like, all right, fair enough. You know, it's not like you have to be in a conversation consistently. So ask the question and let them just carry on.
But then you get feedback like, oh, the host barely spoke, or hadn't really had enough screen time, or, you know, like I had one yesterday as well on my episode. It said it's a great episode, but I don't know if podcasting is his calling. And I was like, yo.
Bro, the thing is that you can never
yeah
keep everyone happy.
Yeah 100%.
You just can't. Somebody's going to say, yeah, it was a great episode. Someone's going to say it was a shit episode. Someone's going to say, oh, you didn't do that. You know, these are the questions you missed out. And you think, oh, actually, I did.
Yeah.
But again, it's a learning curve, right? And you're always learning.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the moment you stop learning is when you take all of these negatives and you think, make it into a negative rather than making it into a positive, and think, okay, you know what, for my next one, I'm going to do this better, I'm going to do that better. And it's the same thing I've been doing for nearly two years now.
Yeah.
And it's just mad.
I just think it's impossible to get worse at something. Like, if I compare my first episode to the one I dropped, let's say this week, you're going to see a big difference in the way I approach guests. Like, the way I deliver questions.
And we'll do this podcast again.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, like, compare the two. Like, I just think it's impossible to get worse. Like, if you stay consistent at something, how can one just get worse? It doesn't make sense to me. You learn from the previous episodes, and you learn what you did wrong as well. That's why you have, like, I don't know, like my friend Specs as well. Like, I always ask him afterwards as well, even ask the guests, like, even if you have a different approach to interviewing, or, you know, like, how did you find it? And, like, they would actually tell me. I mean, it's a bit unprofessional, I guess, for them to be like, why is he asking me how I should be doing? But you learn, innit? Like,
but you learn.
You're not perfect.
Yeah.
So
we always ask that question. He tells me if there's something wrong, and I want to know.
Yeah.
I
wanna
need to know so I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
improve myself on the next episode.
Like, I'll be open with the guests as well. I'll be like, tell me if it was crap. Like,
Yeah.
if you didn't like the episode, like, do tell me, and I
Yeah.
won't.
We
And they'll
won't
be
publish
like,
it.
oh no, like that was actually like really really fun, and it's like, okay, cool. If they say so, then
Yeah,
it
that's the
might-
main. As long as
it
your
must be.
guest has enjoyed it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You can't keep 9 billion people happy. No, you're not gonna get every single positive.
Yeah, 100%.
As long as you're getting most of the positive, and then you got some positive criticism which you can learn from. That's what it is. But you know, when sometimes people don't do something and try to be perfect at something, bro, you're never gonna do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
You know, you might as well just jump in the water and then learn how to swim,
yeah, of course.
and then you'll get there.
Mm.
But I'm sure even till today, Joe Rogan's got his team that tell him, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's just inevitable. You'll never be 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
So you might as well just crack on in it and just not listen to anyone. Well, in a good way. But
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But do you prefer interviewing comedians and influencers in person, or has virtual interviewing become a more comfortable format for you?
I've never been a fan of virtual.
The Zoom stuff.
Yeah. I have to have it in person.
Yeah.
There have been times as well where I think I booked in a guest. I can't remember who it was, but they said come and like do it over like Zoom or something. It just doesn't feel authentic. It just feels like a university seminar, and I'm just
Yeah,
not
so
like.
listen, man, you ain't getting a job at the end of it.
yeah, and it's like it just doesn't feel authentic or real. Like I have to be there in person.
Yeah.
Give it that home vibe, you know, like make them feel welcome.
Exactly.
Like actually be there.
Because we had someone saying, "Oh, can you come to London?"
Mm-hmm.
I says, "I can't. I've got a
There's your studios here. Yeah,
studios
yeah.
here. So if you're in Birmingham next
Mm.
or anywhere near, just we'll arrange a time then."
Mm.
But a lot of people, even in Birmingham, bro, they said, "Look, we're too busy. Can you come to me?" I said,
What?
"Bro, just how hard can it be? If you want to do it at 11 o'clock at night, we'll come open up."
I know it's a big city, but like it doesn't feel that big to me. Like I feel like even getting here was alright.
So have you travelled this morning, or were you here already?
No,
in
I'm
Birmingham?
actually here to see the missus, man.
Oh, hello,
Yeah,
Mrs.
yeah.
Hi, how you doing? It's a good
Yeah.
job you introduced us after 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm not bad. I thought you were some.
I don't. You
uni
know,
girl,
you're
man.
so mad. I barely talk about her on camera, but yeah, man. Like this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you said
I-
I'm gonna bring somebody else, I was like, who, your bodyguard?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was just some uni student
No.
with a laptop.
Intern.
Yeah, intern.
You okay with that?
Just got a job off Zoom. They were on a Zoom meeting before this.
But yeah, so she's based here. So when
Okay.
when he messaged me and was like, "Do you know anyone that would be on the pod?" And I was like, "I'm actually in Birmingham." I completely forgot, by the way. So like, it was actually quite in luck that you showered me. So I was like, "Yeah,
No, that's good because he was. Yeah, because today we've got 3, bro.
You got 3. You're shooting back to backs, man.
Back to back, man. It's gonna be a long day.
Who'd you have on today?
There's you. Then we've got this local businessman.
Nice.
He's a what was it? Sweet Joe's.
Okay.
They do like special cookies and stuff. Some next level. Are you based in town? His shop's in Grand Central. Sweet Joe's. Apparently they do some amazing cookies.
Nice.
Don't know. So he's coming in. We did tell him to bring a box of cookies so we can review them
Nice.
live.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I'll tell him
yeah.
exactly what I think of his cookies.
It's like forget the guest, just all about the cookies.
Not for free.
And not freebie at all. And then after that we've got Shide Butt.
Nice.
He's the guy. He's been with some like growing up and trouble, gangs, racism. He was in Iraq. He was in
Nice.
Bosnia, Afghanistan, frontline fighting with these guys. And Yemeni. He got caught in Yemen. He got put in prison. Yemeni prison for 5 years. And now he's come back, you know, all on front lines.
That's gonna be a good story. I don't know why you don't need me for.
No, we're gonna ease ourselves in, innit? We're gonna have fun, and then we're gonna have some cookies.
Just do
and then
not
we're gonna
put
go,
this episode
boom.
before or after his. Damn.
Did you
Bang
but
this
see the way
episode
we
for a
put
hot
this-
day or something.
But see, we've done this. So we've started off with nice laughs and jokes in the morning.
Yeah,
Then in the afternoon, we've got the cookies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at the end, to finish the day off,
Yeah.
you know, some hard hitting
I like
stories.
that, man. That's good.
Hard hitting stories, man. But yeah, that's what we've got lined up. It's gonna be a long day, bro. I did
That's
3
good,
episodes when I first started, and my jaw was aching. And when he said to me, "We've got 3," I was like, "Oh shit!"
But we did 3 before, and I hated it. I was like, this is long.
It's long.
I've done that as well. It's actually hell.
Yeah.
It is.
It is
It takes
hell.
ages, bro.
But
And
it's good though. It's consistency, man. Like,
that's it.
trust me, you always look back and remember, like, wow, that was actually worth it.
You know, with about your podcasting or content creation, what's been the most surprising thing you've learned about podcasting since you started?
Hey, it's not a one-man job. Hey, it's not a one-man job. I run it on my ones, and like even sometimes you can even ask her how stressed I get. But like I do have a camera guy, but look, the thing is, I don't know about the idea of co-hosting. I just love running it on my ones because like relying on other people is just so. It's like sabotage. I always hear a story about people running podcasting and they always have like 4 or 5 hosts and a big team. And of course, like I understand as to why they can't keep it consistent. It's just scheduling conflicts.
Yep.
Arguments over to what to discuss.
Yep.
The planning as well in general is like, it's just too much. There's too many chefs in the kitchen. If you
Too
just
many.
have it one person.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
2 max. Well, I know people do have S3 and they still keep it consistent, but sorry, what was the question? Just so I can go back to it.
Okay. What's been the most surprising
That's
thing
it, yeah,
you've
yeah,
learned
yeah.
about podcasting since you started?
Yeah. Running on your ones. It's just
It's hard.
It's
I
hard.
was doing
It's
it
hard.
first, and then he DM'd me. He
Yeah,
slid
yeah.
into me DMs, right? And that's it. Rest is history, you know.
and even the editing, I do it myself. I do the only thing I don't do is the filming.
Okay, so you do your own editing as well?
I do my own editing, like the clips and the hero episodes. I do that.
No, he's took all that off me, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, God sent, bro.
But do you edit on your ones? You didn't use like an AI tool?
Yeah, I told you.
I
Yeah, no, I
edit
do
the
it all.
full thing,
Yeah.
right? And then with AI, and then he just makes all the clips with Opus.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
only
fine.
I use that for YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
So I don't use it for like TikTok or Instagram because I feel like TikTok knows when someone's using Opus.
Is it?
I think so because every time I upload with Opus on TikTok, it downgrades my video, but when I use CapCut, it fires it up.
Oh, that's because CapCut is part of TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Could be.
So I think it downgrades it when it knows when you're using other third-party platforms.
You're getting upgraded, mate, to no more.
Or maybe
Opus.
it's just a coincidence when I do use it. It's like, maybe it's the video itself that content doesn't perform. But every time I upload a video from Opus, it just doesn't perform. And then next one, it will be like CapCut and it just bangs. So it's like,
We could try that for a few.
try CapCut.
Yeah.
You don't have to purchase it now because they've added like CapCut options on TikTok now. But we got the same font, so you don't have to purchase subscriptions.
You know what? That's,
Oh,
I
that's
was saying that to him. I said, when I edit on TikTok,
Yeah.
you get the edits, the captions, all that stuff, and it's amazing, man. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
accurate as well, like with even other languages. It's really good.
So yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing it first myself, editing, making shorts, making clips, making this, approaching people, everything, and I was just like, can't be arsed with this. And then a lot of time people don't want to do it. They're like, oh, then it's all waste of time. Then he's messaged me and he's like, I like what you do. If I can do some content creation, I says, mate, forget the content creation. I need a person.
Yeah.
Come on board. So since then, it's just been a lot easier for me because now my wife was like, oh, you're always constantly on the phone. Your little one's here, which was. So now he does all of that. And I just do the main stuff.
Yeah.
Just get the main full video edited. And it just takes me about 5 minutes to edit. The whole episode.
Really, the AI piece
yeah.
is that Premiere Pro?
Premiere Pro AI.
Okay, so I got a question here.
Yeah.
The thing is with my podcast edits, so the camera cuts off at 27 minutes. You know the Sony cameras. But then like I need to edit on my own because I don't trust it being chopped up because I record sound.
Separate.
It's separate. Yeah. So you sync it into Premiere
Mm-hmm.
and then you use the AI tool to chop it up.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
It's a very, very, if you do that, right, it will save you hours. It literally takes me about no more than 3 minutes to edit the whole hour and a half, 2 hours, no matter how long it is.
But you know what you want in there. So like, do you want everything in the episode?
We don't cut anything out.
Okay.
Unless there's a particular thing, then I'll quickly run through it, right, just skip through it, make sure everything's okay, and then boom.
Well, I
Job
think the 27-minute thing that he's talking about, I think that's a camera thing.
Yeah, it's the
That's
camera.
your camera,
It switches
isn't it?
off.
Yeah.
Our cameras are,
These are production cameras,
Yeah.
Black
yeah,
Magics,
yeah.
and they can record as long as I need them to.
Yeah.
That's what you need to invest.
These are bad boy cameras.
That's what you need because these hook up with the mains, and you can put a hard drive in there, and then that's it.
And like
Until the battery does, the hard drive doesn't run out, they don't stop recording, and that's it.
Right.
And now, before I was recording audio separately as well, now I've just linked it up with this, so I don't even need to do the syncing. It's already synced.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
So before it was taking me 10 minutes, now it's taking me about 3 minutes.
You see, with mine, with my podcasting, 40% gets cut out. I don't keep everything in.
Is it?
Yeah.
40%?
40%, 30 to 40% gets cut out. Because there are certain things that get said has to get cut out. And this is why sometimes I don't use AI tools because like I have to look at it carefully and make sure like what's been said. Sometimes like I don't know if I should be saying this, but like I manipulate the edit. Like I puzzle it to make it seem like it was just one seamless edit. So like if someone says something at like the 50th minute,
Yeah.
I bring that to let's say the 3rd minute.
No, you have to, because then that 3rd minute is going to keep it engaging. Because no one's going to sit there till 50th minute to watch it. So that's why I always like to get nice, creamy questions at the start, get the conversation going, and then, let it just build up after that. It just makes it easier. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah, because sometimes even later on in the episode, they do say something which makes sense. A certain segment or certain saying goes well with another moment in the episode. So you kind of like puzzle it and move it around so it could fit like another conversation.
See, that's like a proper edit.
Yeah.
That's a proper
But see,
edit.
but that's just probably on my ADHD or something. I don't know. Like I'm such a perfectionist. Like everything has to in the edit has to be like somewhat.
See, now what we've started doing is before our intro, we'll pick out a couple of good parts.
Yeah.
We'll put them straight at the front. So as soon as you press play on YouTube, there's a conversation already happening. And then after about a minute, another conversation is happening, engaging one. And then boom, the intro comes in.
Yeah.
Right, the intro comes in, and then the whole thing. So the viewer or the listener's already got the taste of, okay, there's something interesting in this, and they'll most likely watch it through just to kind of see what that conversation was about.
Sometimes I even add one section before the intro. And sometimes I like add 3 moments. Sometimes I even don't. I don't know, man. Like even the enjoyment of just editing as well. It feels like an accomplishment. It's like
I ain't got time for that, man.
Yeah.
Took me the first time I ever edited a podcast, my first ever one. And I did about 15 minutes of it, and it took me like hour and a half, and I had another hour to go. I was like, nah, Fiverr. Jumped on Fiverr.
Yeah. That's where. See, I've made that. I've gone into that rabbit hole, man. I've made that mistake as well, where I've tried to find someone, but even then, like the prices are just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like. But see, it's the enjoyment of it because, like, whilst I'm editing it, like, I leave the episode to marinate for a couple of days. and then I go back to watching it, and it's kind of like watching
Hoping
something
something's
new.
changed.
Yeah, like it's like watching something new all over again. I'm laughing with it because it's like, because like I'm a fan of the show just as much. Like although it's mine, I understand, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it as well. Like I do enjoy watching it as well when I'm editing it.
Sad. That's sad. Then.
I do
I'm like,
like-
boom, done. Next, boom, done. Next, boom. You know,
We
it's.
liked it in the beginning. We liked it in the beginning as well.
Oh, but don't get me wrong. Some days I'm just like, I cannot be asked for this shit. I cannot be asked, but I have to deliver it.
You have to.
I have to
Yeah,
deliver.
I had a
deliver it.
friend of mine call me and said, "Bro, you need to slow down on these
Yeah.
episodes. You need people give some people some time to watch it
Mm-hmm.
because there's one after the other, one after the other. I was like, I've got
Mm.
too much content just sitting here and knocking about. Just might as well just get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I did hear someone say to me the other day, they were like, you know, you're doing something good when you're uploading so much to the point where your friends can't catch up with you. And that's a good
ooh,
thing.
that's a nice one. That is.
Yeah.
We're gonna put that before the intro, and I'm gonna send that
Yeah.
clip to him. I said, don't you
Yeah.
dare pick up that phone again.
I've
and tell him to
trademarked it
slow
now.
down.
Where are you? I've trademarked it now. I ain't taking it.
So how do you keep your content fresh and engaging with such a dynamic group of guests?
How do I keep it fresh? Depending on every guest and depending on who they are, always try and like find questions around them. So if I'm getting someone serious, then there'll have to be probably like serious questions, I guess. I can't add segments. I can't, depending on the nature of the topic. Now, let's say I had one person on who was, who was his name? What was his name again? I forgot his name. It's terrible of me. But he went to Syria and he was doing charity work. I can't, of course, have a fun, playful segment around that nature of topic, especially at the end of the episode. So instead, I just talk more about the good things about his life rather than come up with more playful segments, because the topic of the conversation was quite serious, so I didn't want to like have something playful at the end of it. So that's one example. But if it's someone like Nello, let's say Hello Aziz, or even someone like Billy Khan or whatever, then yeah, I would have like playful segments around them. If that answers the question.
Yeah, of course. And what do you think makes a podcast episode memorable, whether it's with a comedian, influencer, or any guest?
What makes a podcast memorable? These questions are so good, you know, and this is why I don't like being getting interviewed, you know.
Well, by the way, not one
I
person.
came up with all these questions.
Did you
Yeah,
actually?
of
And this
course,
is
of
not to
course,
downplay
yeah.
whatever you got going on here, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I love this, by the way. I do enjoy these questions. It's just
I'm a
like,
deep kind of guy. So you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, is this what it feels like?
By the way, there's not a single % that gets cut out from this, so
Really?
apart from the ums and ahs.
Okay. What makes a podcast? There's no pressure.
No pressure whatsoever.
Podcast fresh.
Bro, it's horrible. I had somebody ask me to come on their podcast and I did it. And he's asking me these questions and I'm thinking, shit, is that how he feels?
Yeah.
Shit, bro.
And you can't think.
And you can't think on the
If you're
spot.
thinking, then it's a bit too like.
Yeah.
It's a bit,
Yeah.
it's a bit,
It's not straight go. You have to be like, But when a guest does that, you think, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah. This is how I'd answer it. So this is how I'd answer it. So initially, when I first started, it was all about YouTube videos. But then as time went along, it was more about creating moments for TikTok and Instagram rather than watching a YouTube Hero episode. So before it was, I wanted people to watch the full episode, but now it's more like, how can I create a moment, like a little segment for TikTok that people can just enjoy and laugh at? Because like, I feel like in social media nowadays it's so easy to just click off something. You can't please people nowadays as well. So it's like, okay, like how can I actually make it better?
Yeah.
How can I keep people engaged? Because through that one memorable clip, have a funny segment that will drive people to watch the full episode.
Yeah, true.
So nowadays when I'm filming, after the episode, the guests will stand up and they'll tell me, oh, I'm sure you've had a few good moments in that episode where you can just clip up. So it's like,
And you're thinking, I don't know about that. Can we go again?
Yeah. Do you know? And that happens. So that's why I leave the episode to marinate for like a couple of days. Because like sometimes I'd even walk out and I'm just like, I'm so angry. I'm like, why? I'm actually upset by the episode. Like how like it wasn't even that great. And it would be that episode that would usually bang as well.
Yeah.
Like I've always told people, even my friends as well, like your least favorite work will be everyone's favorite. Like it will.
There's another moment here. Just write it down. 34 minutes. Your least favorite work will be others. What was it?
Your least favorite work will be everyone's favorite.
Yeah,
and do you know what?
Before he copyrights it.
And then like the episode that I really want to be like done, like the episode that I really want the reception to be like really, 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 really good. It just doesn't bang, and I'm sitting there thinking like, I don't understand. So
it's hard.
I know, and like me and this camera guy have this camera guy Specs. His name's Specs. My boy Specs. Shout out to Specs, Jordan Dubois.
Camera guy. I like that. I like it.
Using it against him.
Camera guy, we're getting there, mate. We're lovely introduction after an hour.
So now we have this like ritual where every time we finish an episode, we're like, that was the worst episode we've ever done, just so it could bang. Just so it could bang.
The shittest episode. This is
like a ritual,
absolute shit.
This is the worst. Do you know? I hope this episode flopped just so it could do well. Just so it could do well. And like we hold it. And like we hold it. Even like the first time we shot with Nella Rose as well.
You shit host. Watch this episode bang now.
I hope so. Yeah, hopefully.
Oh shit.
It's like what also, and just to add on to that as well, it's like the punchlines as well. I look for punchlines when it comes to comedians on the podcast as well, and influencers. It's like so you have I think it was Chris Rock who explained it really well, and this is what I look for as well. It's like you have the premise of the story, you have the premise of the joke, and then you have the story, and then you have the punchline. You have the build up, the premise, and then I think it was the punchline. That's how he explains it. That's the delivery of a good joke in a podcast, and that's what I look for. When someone explains the story, the premise of it, and then they hit with like a solution, which is the punchline, and that's the final joke.
You know your latest one with what was the name?
Nella Rose.
Nella Rose. She's talking about 5 TV series.
Series of all time, yeah.
And you said Power. And she goes, that's racist.
Yeah.
How's that racist? I don't understand.
It's not. Do you know what? Do you know what? And she can tell you as well. I was like overthinking for days, thinking to myself, was that actually racist? Like, did I actually say something mad? So I get my videos quality checked depending on the nature of the topic. So I went to my friend. He goes, yes, it is racist. Keep it in. And of course, this guy is Nigerian, by the way. Just to let it out there, he's Nigerian. He's all about great content. He's all about edgy comedy, dark comedy. He's always all about like hitting the punchlines. So I got my video quality checked, and I had to, of course, I don't want to put anything out that could hinder someone, or even myself, or even like, you know, when it comes to like a certain joke or anything. I just don't want to offend, right? Yeah. But also I want to keep enough in there for people to enjoy.
But how is it racist? I don't understand.
No. I think it was just. I think she said it as a joke.
No,
like,
she said it as a joke.
Yeah. She said it as a joke. But what put me off was my friend in the background, who played on the joke. He was like, "Yeah, that's racist." I'm like, and that made me overthink. But then I asked him afterwards. I was like, "Did you actually mean that? Was that actually racist?" He goes, "No, I just wanted to play along with it because I knew it would f you over on the camera." So he definitely got me on the camera, and I was like, "Oh man, why would you do that?" Now I'm there panicking like on camera. But then again, the power's in my hand because I could just delete that out. Yeah. So, but sometimes you just don't realize that.
But it's good to get it checked out.
Of course, you have to. Like, yeah.
Because I've never got anything checked out. Never.
I think that's because you might be careful.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. That's the other question I was going to ask you here. Like, how, when you get other people involved, do they get too involved, like with the creative process?
Never.
We had that situation.
We had the situation about the headline. Oh God.
See, this is a problem. This is a problem that I have as well. When I first started, there was no one involved. To where it is now, all of a sudden, everyone wants to give their creative advice and give some advice into how to make a podcast better. But you need to remember how we got here in the first place. Now now it's like people ask me to bring people along to make things better, but we need to remember, like,
You want to keep it authentic.
yeah, let's keep it authentic. But now all of a sudden we got to this place, and now it's like, okay, how can we improve it? There's always room for improvement, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you need to know why we got here in the first place to where it first started.
Yeah.
It's like now everyone wants to bring in all these creative differences. Like, man, it could even have an impact. Like, you have to take it slow first of all, because one small move could, I don't know, it could tarnish it.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, I do take on board, like, even like at the beginning, like Joe Rogan, he doesn't have any segments. That's how I want it to be. Just make it conversational rather than have segments at the end of it.
Yeah, I think that's how ours is like. It's just a conversation, and then when the conversation ends, thank you very much, see you later. Of course, you've got questions,
Yeah.
and that kind of leads. It's more of a conversation. So technically, we've skipped a lot of questions, which you've kind of already answered. So it's just like, okay, the next question, what we're talking about, what fits in next questions, and to this, it's like, my next question would be like, see, now we're talking about how your podcast got to where and how you started and all of that good stuff. So now my next question would be, within that conversation, is what tips or advice would you give to new starters who are starting off in this whole podcast industry now? And what should they look out for inspiration?
I'd say, look, you hear it all the time, and I'm gonna repeat them because I would say, like, I'm up and coming as well. Like, I'm still learning as well. But what the biggest one for me is the consistency. A lot of people have come to me for advice, and they've all started podcasting, but they haven't surpassed like their 10th episode, and that's very worrying. And it's like, you have to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Don't look at the views. Don't look at the subscribers. I never looked at the views or subscribers when I first started. I'm gonna be very honest. Sometimes I do look at views. I'm like, but I look at it from a performative point of view. Like, why did it not perform well? Is it something I can change within the edit? But going to the advice, just don't look at the views. Don't look at the subscribers. Just stay consistent. Try upload. Just try upload as much as possible. Like, at least once every 2 weeks. Another advice I give to a lot of people who are already within the podcast sphere, who have already made it, I've told them something that they didn't even know about, which is, when you don't upload an episode, accompany that with YouTube Shorts. Like, I do it 3 times a day, but then you can use Opus
3 times a day, bro. 3 times a day.
You do it once a day.
Slacking, mate. This guy said, "You need. Have you got another editor I can use?"
Do you upload once a day on YouTube Shorts?
Yeah. Once a day. And more on TikTok and Instagram, actually. But
TikTok is fine, yeah. YouTube Shorts, do 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
But you can schedule it. So use Opus, download all the clips that they provide you with, or whatever ones you want to select. You can have them in bulk and upload them 15 at once on YouTube.
Okay, so from Opus it's okay for Shorts.
Yeah.
You're fired. You're fired. Unfortunately,
no, but you know, everyone's got their own like routine.
With
like,
great regret. Oh my days.
Yeah, do that. Try that for like a week and see, and just look at the performance. Because when you're not uploading an episode, like my advice is to accompany that with YouTube Shorts, because you're kind of keeping the channel breathing.
Yeah.
Have something there in the meantime. If you're not uploading, like, make your viewers aware that you have something there. Like, like the channel's still breathing.
It's still moving, yeah. I mean, this is probably this is our 4th season. It's about probably 40 plus episodes so far.
Yeah. They say once you hit your 100th episode, anything after that is like possible. Like, really? You've made it once you've hit your 100th episode, yeah.
All right, we're not too far the way we're going.
Yeah. Forget the numbers.
3 a day. Shorts or full blown content? We could do that if you want.
Yeah, you can do that. But you do the clips as well. I think what I suggest as well is like you take moments from the episode as well and upload them as separate clips.
Yeah,
that's what. But I did that a bit before, but now I'm bringing them back.
Yeah. I said let's do like, you do the full episode and then like take the first maybe 7 minutes
Yes,
and then
yeah,
you
yeah.
got a separate video.
Yeah.
That does work. 'Cause people
That
talk
work,
for
yeah.
An hour, they might have 7 minutes in time, right?
And sometimes they perform better than the actual episode.
Yeah.
So clearly
Yeah.
people's attention spans are a bit. Yeah.
20 seconds, if that.
But I love you lot. Sorry. Keep watching. keep watching.
You know, recently we got monetized on are you monetized?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the biggest
so
buzz.
happy. It's like 36p.
I was like,
Get in
yes, get in, 36 pence. But now it's gone over £1 now. So
That's not even a bar of Fredo.
it doesn't matter. We'll get
Well,
there.
that's
We'll get there.
We're getting there. We're getting to a bar of Fredo.
Get back at chips.
No, but I'm in the same boat as well. Like, a lot of people look at me, they're like, this guy must be making bank. But man, it's like,
Right, it's hard.
yeah, man, it's just not easy. It's not easy.
hard. I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm doing it for the fun of it, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's so fun. Forget the thing is, yeah, it's like people, it's so fun. I was thinking about this yesterday. It's like people think about, oh, it's the clout and the fame first. Remember, this is a bonus.
Yeah.
You do it because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
The fame is like, it's just part of the contract.
Yeah, it is, and
It's just something you sign up for. It's like,
Yeah. What I find amazing, and I love it, is the people you get to meet, and you can have a conversation with those people.
yeah.
And it's a really down to earth, one-to-one conversation, and you get to know that person really well, and that's what I enjoy. You know, it's like sitting here with you. Now, what were the chances ever?
Yeah.
Nothing. But
I
now
didn't
we're
know
just
this
sitting
was
here-
gonna. I had no idea this was gonna
No,
happen.
he messaged me on Friday, was it?
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday. He goes, Amir, you want to do them and Sunday morning? I was like, not 3, bro. He goes, let's just do it. He's in town. I was like, all right, cool. And I went through your stuff, and I was like, you know, this guy's funny, and he looks just like my brother, my cousin, my mate. I was like, shit, let's
I
do it.
appreciate it, man. It means
He's a
lot, man.
good-looking lad. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the guy is identical, bro, and it's
Do
just.
you have a picture of him?
Let me see.
I want to see his face.
Yeah. But then all brown boys with beards, short beards, all look alike.
Yeah.
Is a picture of him? Looks just like.
You said the best you could have recorded that.
He just went. No, let me find it. No, just genuinely.
Gotta do this as well now, just like in case it comes.
Busy. No, he doesn't have his picture on, man. He's got his car on there. Hang on. No, I don't have his picture, man. Don't have his picture. Anyways, so yeah.
But yeah, I'd say, look, just stay as consistent as possible. Like,
Yeah.
don't worry about anything. Like, when I first started, it was like a test as well. Remember when I told you the Hello Aziz episode? It was more, I maybe got like a few good comments rather than bad comments.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like a decision whether I should continue or not. Because like, I was like, is this actually my calling? But I left that behind me and just continued to upload as much as possible. Just upload, man. Just press play.
Just upload.
If you're
it,
in
doesn't
doubt,
matter.
just upload it. Like my boy Rafe, you know Rafe? He's a TikToker.
No.
He's he does like sometimes like does like POV videos. He's quite funny.
I've probably seen his stuff.
Yeah. But like he'll come to me as well he does skits very, very good as well. Shout out to him. Like he'll come to me for advice for skits. He goes, Amir, is this funny? Should I upload it? But in my head I'm like, just post it, man. Like
Someone's gonna find it funny.
someone,
Someone ain't
yeah.
gonna find
It's
it funny.
subjective at the end of the day. And
Yeah. See, that's with comedy.
Mm.
Some people find it funny, some people don't, and that's it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go down that path, then you gotta understand that either it could have a backlash, it could be super funny, or it's just not gonna be funny at all.
Yeah.
But you have to take that risk, and if you're gonna go down that route, then you're gonna have to accept that.
Yeah, facts.
Not everything's gonna be funny, and you gotta live with that. You're gonna have people say, "Oh, this was shit. This was this shit," and then you might have people say that was super hilarious and tag about 50 of their friends in who probably like that shit joke. Not that it was a shit joke, but I'm just saying.
No.
But that's how it is, though. You gotta just accept it
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you chose this path.
Yeah.
You know, it's no point getting depressed over it now because no one's finding it funny.
But it's like it goes back to what I said as well. It's like, remember your least favorite work.
Yeah,
They might like it. Like
Yeah,
just pray and pray, man.
just crack on with it. And what about that guy, that TikToker? You know, the black guy from Africa. Was he from Africa? I can't remember his name now.
Oh, that
Ain't
guy.
saying a word.
Yeah.
But the guy does not say a word. Never said a word.
And then we're out here forcing our conversations, like we're
20
trying to.
He made $20 million.
Yeah, that's mad. Just by doing this, mental.
It's brand.
Why did I not think of that?
And here we're trying
Look
to
at I'm here
look
doing it. Like, why did I not think of this?
We do that all the time.
Yeah, but he just never. filmed it.
Isn't it part of our culture to do this?
Yeah.
Someone makes it food like, what's this?
Exactly. If your bed's not done, what's this? You do that every single day. But
Keep hitting the mic,
man.
man.
Talk about money though, Modine, man.
Do you know what's so mad? Like everyone, do you know what everyone I've had on? Everyone keeps asking me about Modine.
The guy's cracked the code, isn't it?
But the thing is, his prayers are getting him abroad to America.
I don't know how he survived there. I don't know his life. Like stuff he was
Yeah,
doing.
I think he's in good hands. He's Modine's a good one, man. I really love that guy. He's very friendly. He's a humble guy. Everyone like the UK love him, especially London, man. Like they all love him. I feel like
Always protected.
yeah, he's always I feel like although he might not have people around him, like he's got his fans around him. I feel like they support him. They're very loving. They're very welcoming as well. He's so funny, man. I remember when we were filming an episode, and that was like another episode where I was quite disappointed with as well. It wasn't him. It was just more like it was in a rush.
Yeah.
My boy Specs went to Turkey, and he was on his way back, and then I got a call saying Modine is available today if you want to film him.
Oh shit.
I had no camera guys available, and Specs was on his way back to I think the airport. I said, and he drove from like the airport straight to the studio to film Modine. I said, we got to do this now, man. I feel like it's now or never. Because, like, the person who called me was like, you either get him today or you can't. Find it a little bit hard to believe. I'm sure I could get him again, but I feel like today could be the day.
It's just that time, isn't it? That
Yeah.
might not be around.
It was the excitement as well. I was like, oh, man, I really wanted this guy. But, yeah, he came in. We had to cut the timing of the episode short.
Why is
Because
that? There's something that you want to say.
No, because I was trying to remember how much. Usually my episodes, like, they go over an hour. This one I think was like 30 to 40 minutes. Probably was the shortest episode I've done.
Yeah.
And we had to cut it short because it was prayer time. He's like, Amir, like I have to go to the mosque. It's like it's now or never. I was like, yeah. So then we had to cut it there, and then yeah.
Not fair play, but
No, good on him. Yeah, I had to like he's so religious, which is a very, very good thing. He dedicates his time to prayer as well, which is also a very, very good thing as well. And he never misses a prayer. I respect him for it as well. So when it was, I think 10 minutes before it was like prayer time, he's like, I'm going to go to the nearest mosque and go there. And pray.
That's very important, man.
Yeah.
So which of your comedian or influencers, guests, has left the biggest impression on you, either personally or professionally?
The biggest impression. Oh. Anyone that you might have seen that you might like. But I know it's a personal one, that one.
Okay, let's come back to that one, yeah?
Let's come back to that one.
Before we finish off,
Yeah.
as your podcast grows, how do you keep engaging your audience and ensuring they stay connected to the content?
Comment as much as possible. Respond to those comments. Even like the negative comments, I do respond to them, but not in a harsh way. You got to hit them. You got to hit them with kindness.
Yes.
Like the one where I was like, I'm not sure if podcasting is your calling. I just hit them with thank you so much for your support. Got to hit them with the kindness.
Okay.
Keep it
fair
as
enough.
that.
I don't think I could ever do that. I'd be like,
Really? No, but the thing is like I really want to, but then again I'm like,
it's just that negative.
Yeah.
thing, isn't it?
It's like hitting with kindness.
Yeah. I had that similar situation about, why don't you let the guest talk.
Yeah, yeah.
And I says, oh, thank you very much for your feedback.
Mm.
I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so they know that, okay, you know, their things taken on board and they're happy. I'm happy and, you know, happy days kind of thing.
Yeah. So like even uploading as much as possible, staying engaging with like your followers, like even during the Christmas and January period, I didn't really upload anything, but I banked on content, like with using like other websites and stuff. We can make clips, have that at them, or even utilizing the YouTube community tab. Just keep them updated. Just say like I'm dropping an episode out on this day, because they do respond. Because like even having like suggestions on your IG story, have like a question box. Say who would you like to see next. Have polls. Sometimes I get responses, sometimes I don't. But you know, don't be too disheartened if you get nothing. Like
Yeah.
there are always other.
I'm
avenues.
used to that. I don't get any response, bro. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, that's a normal day at the office.
But then
Next.
again, that's part of like consistency as well. It's like the more you do it, the more eventually someone will actually pop up.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
And how do you see the future of podcasting evolving, particularly in relation to comedy and influencer culture?
Oof, these are some bad boy questions. The way I see it evolving, someone told me the other day that it's dying.
Is it?
And that got me slightly worried. But then I thought to myself, no, it's not really when you think about it. It's actually growing at a very fast pace. Because there was no YouTube podcast platform. Spotify is now growing on it as well.
Wow.
SoundCloud is also growing on it. There are platforms now that are strictly for podcasting that are growing. So the way, let's say, TikTok has now got a music section where you can upload your music.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have a podcast section. Spotify now is strictly podcasting as well. There are podcasting awards.
Yeah.
I think it's growing, man. I feel like now, but then people might say, actually, what if streaming is also a part of a podcasting sphere? It's like you get to game, but as well as speaking to guests at the same time. With like Kai Cenat, he streams, but then that could be someone's form of podcasting. I think that podcasting could be a very, very broad term, in my opinion.
It's a very broad term.
Yeah.
If you put it down to that,
Yeah.
anything could be a podcast now.
But then again, I don't know if it's stupid to say, but I feel like even with streaming, it could be a subgenre of podcasting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Where does it stop?
Well, like
Anything
this
could
is
be-
the base, but then this is like the main genre. But then if you have
Yeah.
subgenres like Twitch streaming as well, it's because you are having conversations, especially with fans. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just feel like I see it as like another subgenre. But even like podcasts, when they bring up a certain topic and we discuss it, someone might not need to go on a podcast to discuss it. They could just take out their phones and sort of vertical and just speak to themselves about the topic and upload that to TikTok. That is also another form, like another subgenre, where you're discussing the topic.
And then people comment or
Comment,
whatever,
yeah,
and-
people engage with that. It's content creation at the end of the day. And I don't know, podcasting will always be there. Like, Joe Rogan has been doing it for years and he hasn't stopped.
Exactly. If it was, then he would have stopped.
Yeah, like even
You know.
if he's been doing it for years and years, he hasn't not stopped. And not once has he changed the segment. Not once has he added like anything new to it, aside from like him changing studios. Yeah, but that's about it.
That's different. Yeah, I mean, we're on what £1, £25 on YouTube. I was thinking of changing the whole thing, investing.
Yeah, no,
I'm
but
only
it will-
joking. I'm only joking.
No, but it will. These things will come.
I don't think
like,
£1.25 is going to take me any far. I can't even offer you a cup of coffee for £1.25 from my YouTube account.
Coffee's expensive nowadays, man. It's like so priced.
It's all right, man. It's something nice. If it's for
Yeah,
yourself,
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. But back to my question. How do you handle any difficult moments or disagreements that might come up during interviews, especially when dealing with humor or controversial topics? Well, we found out that you delete all of that.
No. Did you know what it is?
40% of it. So
No. Did you know what? 40% sounds like a lot. The thing is, I don't delete chunks of like conversations. These are like maybe liners or like a joke that someone might have picked up on. Like those bits I delete. but not full on conversations. That's like no. I definitely
Yeah.
keep that in there. If someone has made a comment, then it's like, oh, I might maybe delete that, manipulate in the edit, and maybe bring that back. But sometimes when I struggle to come up with the next question, like I do have questions prepared,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes not all of that gets asked because sometimes the conversation just goes left and it goes to a different direction.
Yeah.
And it turns into something quite refreshing and something new.
Yeah. And then when you look back at those questions, you think, okay, let's just carry on. 'Cause
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
going, it's better than where it was supposed to go.
And that's natural and that's very, very organic, and that helps a lot because
Yeah.
sometimes the guests will come in, they'll say something like, "Oh, I didn't realize that about you." But then with difficulties and stuff with like controversy, sometimes people request to look over the episode before I publish it. Sometimes they're like, just publish it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I don't want to hinder their career if there's anything that they mention.
Yeah, that's very important.
So like they even like a couple of days later they might text me like, do you remember that bit where I said this? Can you like, just like remove that?
Yeah, I've had a couple of those moments.
Yeah.
But then you got to respect that. Innit? 'Cause
Yeah,
they,
you have
they've
to,
taken time out to
yeah.
come in, have a conversation, but they've said something. You know, we're all humans at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course.
They might, and you don't want to jeopardize someone's career or a life just over something small.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a couple of those, but most of the time it's just they're fine with it, and it's brilliant. It's really nice. So back to my last question.
Yeah.
About the which comedian or influencer has left a impression on you, either personally or professionally.
Left an impression. I would say one. I'd say one would be. Okay, I'm gonna turn this one into more of a story as to why I also started.
Yep.
Because I used to work with Wall of Comedy, and we used to shoot Foot Asylum.
Mm-hmm.
There was a show called Does the Shoe Fit? It's a dating show, and I used to see Harry Pinero, I used to see Philly and Chunks, all of them together, because they're a friendship group, right? And I saw them having so much fun, and this was just before lockdown. And I remember how fun it looked for them to have so much fun together in front of the camera. And I turned to my boy Lish as well. Shout out to my boy Lish, and I said to him, man, like this is the answer. Like this just looks so fun creating content together, like filming, creating content in general. And one person that had a big impression on me was actually Harry Pinero, because he actually so humble, came from like basically just had like a growing up he didn't have what he had. So so come to the end of it, to see how far he's come was a big inspiration as well, because like I'm a huge fan of him.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to approach me as well and be on my podcast was just quite eye opening, and I learned a lot from him, and that dedication to be where he's at was something that was like quite nice to see as well.
That's nice, man. That's more. It's like someone appreciating
Yeah.
your hard work,
Yeah.
and it's always nice to hear that when you look up to someone and then they turn around and say, you know, what you're doing, it's amazing. I think that would
it was the realization from him, because I remember at the end of the episode as well, he did turn to me and was like, man, like to see how far you've come, it's like it's really good. And he's like I'm really impressed. And to hear that from like someone that you watch and follow, it's like it's quite, I don't know, it does something. Like it's quite nice.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I appreciate him for that.
Before we finish off, I have these 4 questions, random questions, right? And they're very simple, straightforward questions, right? It's just to kind of finish on a nice note, okay? Because I know you've got a bit of tears in your eyes after that last...
No.
that went a bit down the emotional route, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we just want to lighten things up.
I think it was just the hard work of actually figuring out who's actually touched my heart. But yeah.
So, if you could choose a new name for yourself, what would it be?
A new name?
Yeah.
Like a name, like any name for myself?
Any name. What would it be?
You know, I don't know.
What would you give him as a new name?
Actually, we should have asked. Yeah. The
I
missus?
don't know.
What would you give him a new name?
I'll call him Miri.
Mary. A lot of people call me Meerkat
Meerkat.
because they say I look like a meerkat, and it's also within the name as well. I just I never knew how that made me. I just didn't know how that would make me.
Yeah,
feel,
my
but
new name is Mr. Meerkat.
Mr. Meerkat. That's a good name.
Meerkat. That is not a name.
I was expecting like Haroon or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Or
Like,
Zach.
Zach. I think it's something like
You know what I always thought? You know the food jalfrezi?
yeah.
It sounds like a boy's name.
yeah, like Cal Frazee.
Is that a man? Yeah, like jalfrezi.
So
but
you want to call
jalfrezi-
yourself a
a
jalfrezi?
jalfrezi, yeah. Jalfrezi sounds like a man's name.
Jalfrezi, yeah?
Like you, like if you piss him off, like you can't. I don't know, like
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call jalfrezi on you.
jalfrezi. I'm gonna call jalfrezi right now.
It's like a gangster name as well.
So, okay, so your new name.
That's an answer.
There you go. That's an answer.
answer.
A jalfrezi. He would call himself a jalfrezi. But don't ever put chicken in front of it, because that whole
Yeah.
gangster vibe's gone.
I'm gone. Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
call
yeah.
chicken
Just a-
jalfrezi.
Just a jalfrezi.
Yeah.
That's a comment there.
I'm gonna call chicken jalfrezi on you. You'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Who? So yeah, jalfrezi, yeah?
Jalfrezi.
Okay, nice. Okay, next question. What helps you feel better when you're upset or stressed?
Editing. I say editing.
That would stress
It
me
is
out.
therapeutic, actually, editing.
Is it?
Because it's creative, isn't it?
Editing, yeah, it's very.
It's got that creative.
You know when I'm.
Bro, you're cutting and chopping,
But you know, it does something to me when I'm editing.
All right, we'll leave it at
The
that.
world just doesn't exist.
We'll just leave it at that, mate. We don't want to know what he
Oh,
does to you.
I do game a lot. I play a lot of Call of Duty.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
you
when
go.
I'm stressed or something, I'll play a lot of FIFA.
Yeah.
I'll just play
I
FIFA,
play
man.
Call of
I'll
Duty.
just get all my rage out
Yeah.
on some random dude I'm
Stakeout.
playing. Yeah.
Stakeout 24/7, man. That map is seeing me all the time. What?
I think you know what it is.
Man, I can't wait to play today.
Okay. Third question. What made you laugh today?
What made me laugh? I'm laughing right now.
It's always like that.
This question made me laugh.
What made me laugh today?
In fact, tell us about your laugh because it's very unique.
Yep.
It's like your brand, isn't it?
I'll answer that after I answer what made me laugh was when I came into Pepe's and I shook your hand, bro, and you said your name,
Yeah.
and I thought you said something else.
Yeah, you do. You
And
do
I was
that.
so and I was so awkward, and I was just like, wait, what just happened
No,
there?
just
What did he call you?
What did
He just started laughing at your face.
I just I shook his hand.
That's what I did as well.
He said
So I think something wrong
and
with
I
him.
was like, what?
I say? It's okay, it's me.
First time when he shook my hand, I was like, okay. But I never ever told him that. No, I'm only joking.
But what with my laugh, it's like it's so funny, and I love and appreciate everyone who laughs at my laugh, man. Like I see
That's
it,
good.
I do love them. Like I see that, I appreciate them, and I can see why they would find it funny. But you know, because it's my laugh, I don't see. Like I don't hear what they hear.
Yep.
If that makes sense. So when they're laughing at my laugh, to me, it's just a normal laugh. But if it makes them laugh, like yeah, like so
it
be
makes
it.
you laugh, but not in a like, oh, your laugh is stupid. It's like, oh, actually makes me laugh, makes me feel good.
Yeah. It's contagious. Like I get that a lot, and then, yeah.
And
appreciate
what
that.
do you worry about the most?
What do I not worry about?
Put out your list, mate.
You know, I'm the biggest overthinker.
Really?
Biggest overthinker. If I make one small mistake, I'll spend a day or two just
worrying about it.
worrying about it. Like, she'll tell you as well. Biggest.
Give us a story.
Work, yeah. But yeah, what do I worry about the most? Fear of failure, man.
Nah. you
Yeah.
can't-
Do you know what it is? Like, as much as I love to stay consistent, if something flops, I'm like, it's like, oh, why? But then
But
again,
isn't
but
that-
that's part of the process. I'm
Yeah.
learning, but that's a learning curve.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all part of
learning.
the process.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm just learning about it, man.
So that's the thing. I mean, I wouldn't call that failure. Failure is when you stop doing what you're doing.
No, but you know this thing. I'm hearing it a lot nowadays where people are like failure's good. Where it's like it's like you need to seek failure to be better.
Yeah, of course, because
It's like
you
it's like,
will never know.
the whole idea of that kind of. I'm not scared from it. It's just like it's a bit weird to me. It's like why would I aim for that when I should aim for something greater? You know.
No, but see, along the lines, you will fail,
Yeah, it's a fact.
but you only fail when you quit,
Mm.
right? Because
Yeah, of
that's
course.
when you know, or you don't want to do it anymore.
Mm.
That's when you failed. But if you failed, right, there's nothing wrong with failing. It's
Mm.
only when you're quitting.
Yeah. But yeah, but there have been some.
Write that down. I'm gonna copyright that.
I'm sure I
This
heard
whole
Imran Khan
podcast
say
is-
that.
Yeah. He's in jail at the moment, so it doesn't count.
Doesn't count. He's dead anyway.
That was a bit.
Like there have been
Excuse
1% of this episode is gonna be chopped off.
1%. You know.
Because all the Pakistan will come to us and
Yeah.
kill us. Saying that. Says my dad.
Like there have been ups and downs during the process of creating this podcast.
Yeah.
And even Cat Williams went on to another podcast recently with Theo Vaughn, and he said something so interesting. He said if you manage to go through every obstacle within your journey and still end up doing what you want to do whilst you're here, man, like you went through a battle.
Yeah.
Like you can still do that. I just
Yeah,
think that's
exactly.
amazing.
So I'm never scared of failing. It is what it is. Like you've tried it,
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
work. Either you get up and carry on,
Mm.
or it's up to you to stop doing what you're doing, and
Mhm.
that's when you've actually
Yeah.
failed, when you stop doing it.
And I'm getting used to that now, so it's becoming part of my character. It's becoming part of like the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Just sort of trial and error, man. I'm not afraid of experimenting. I think everyone who starts a podcast as well, I forgot to mention, just experiment, man.
Experiment. Yeah.
Just experiment. Like if there's a certain edit that you want to throw in there, do it, man. If there's like, if you want to change up the intro, do it. If we want to like, you know, maybe one of the episodes you don't even have to have an intro. Just trial and error. Just see what you can do with it. Yeah, different graphics.
we were
different
trying to rebrand, change the logo and everything, and then I've had so many people saying, "Look, you've been doing it for 2.5 years now."
Mm.
A lot of people recognize this now. People who've been following you,
Mm.
and now all of a sudden, if you want to change it, either change it and keep the same kind of look to it,
Mm.
or don't change it at all. Just crack on with it. And we just decided to crack on with it. It's like, it is what it is now.
I think it's fine, man.
Yeah.
I don't see how you do it differently though.
That's the thing. I tried a few different ideas. It just wasn't working because I like this is also I thought I'll just stick to it. But anyways, John Frazee, it was really nice to meet you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for coming, taking time out, man.
Thank you, man.
Honestly,
That
it's
means a lot, man.
blessing.
Thank you, man.
Really, really nice.